I'm gonna do my best to try and get through this video without making any racist Jewish stereotypes. It's a command car truck. If you put two of these together, you get a BTR-80. I think the acronym stands for Must You Give a Fuck? It has better armor than a lot of command tanks. Except for this command tank, it's already pretty well armoured and armed. A command helicopter. It just came to me that we never actually see the FOB in the armory screen, so maybe, just maybe, we are in the FOB already. I didn't know the Israelis use Brazilian trucks. For supply truck, it costs a lot. Yes, you're a supply helicopter. Make sure you're not barcan up the wrong rule. The Bazak is pretty crap. Even though they're pretty good, I still think there's some better ATGM infantry available to an Israeli deck. But it's not easy just to skip this. Pretty awesome shock infantry. Against infantry, I shall mess ya at. Girls, in my war game. So, do you like Belgian weaponry? Or American/Belgian weaponry? Blue 4 units? Using red 4 guns? Next thing, I'm gonna give F-18s to a red 4 faction. Just get Gavati. Same thing as before. Technically it's an AU unit, just not a very good one. They're decent at killing the hover-it-in helicopters. I got the perfect Shakespeare quote. Et tu Brute, I think that's the right play. A mediocre chaparral, a mortar APC or some eyeliner. I think this is Mad Matt's deranged half-brother. You can't give Blue 4 Napalm LRS. I mean, you're ruining the Red 4 flavour, and that flavour's already very tasty. I think the next step is for them to add Scud launchers. Relatively small, but packs a pretty decent punch. And like most Blue 4 nations, they always succumb to pretty crappy M109s. Or 230mm artillery pieces. Yeah, I mean, it's no Patriot. This thing is showing off its big gun. When a tank is out of date, you just slap on more reactive armor. Pretty decent mid-range tank. Same thing here, another decent mid-range tank. And now we get into the more interesting lines of tanks in Wargame, the McCurva. I think it has a better McCurva too, to be honest. A very, very solid tank. I mean, it even has a grenade launcher. I mean, it should have 24 frontal armor. It does have a front red engine. I wouldn't even classify it as a tank. Yeah, I think this thing has definitely shot something, at least once. The title sounds more like a diss instead of a main battle tank. It's an interesting weapon loadout, but not entirely effective. One of the more stranger Recon APCs, I think its M103 has been exposed to a little bit of radiation. You may have a lot of machine guns, buddy, but you're still a pretty crappy Recon car. I'm still fucking shorty. Another vehicle that looks like it should be in a Mad Max movie. A pretty fun little anti-aircraft recon unit. You can definitely snipe a few helicopters with this chap. If you put some camouflage over it, it becomes a recon helicopter. A T-55 recon tank with a lot of reactive armor. That's a lot of machine guns. A perfect example of how well balanced the implementation of the 5-point increment system is beneficial to Wargame. I mean, yes, it is rather fast, but does it have 3 machine guns? A tow missile, another tow missile, another one, but this is actually good because it's got 2.8 kilometer range. I can see why you call it a giraffe. This one does look a lot less like a giraffe. It really needs that tan paint job. When you absolutely must positively blow up a tank from 3 kilometers away. I know I always keep having problems in the vehicle tab or showing up recon units, but shouldn't this be in the tank tab? Israel, I think this is a Humvee, not a Hammer. You think of the title of the vehicle, it'd be 2 nuns driving it. We almost have enough units in Wargame to make a World War II game. Well, sort of. It's essentially a mobile guard tower. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. 3 whole machine guns. What's not to love? Okay, no, seriously. I really do think this is bugged. Shouldn't this also be in the tank tab? Nice little recon vehicle. Once again, another World War II unit. A Huey? Another Huey. It's mediocre. Not so mediocre. It's a DLC nation that actually has some pretty decent attack helicopters. And even got some cheap Cobras too. I mean, look, there's even a Cobra on it. Too bad it doesn't have side grinders. Okay, it's a very cool transport helicopter because it can essentially kill the majority of tanks very easily. But you gotta be a bit of a nimrod to buy it because you can only buy it with Special Forces Infantry and it already costs 80 points. Aid would be a pretty good rapper name. I do love it when my seaplanes can act as fully functional fighters. The pilot is probably called Barry. A very decent fighter plane. I don't think it's very nice to use homeless people as bombs. Harrier GR7, eat your heart out. For a rather small plane, it carries a lot of bombs, Jesus. Okay, next. I guess the former president needed to find a new job. A more affordable air superiority fighter. No way you managed to get, what, a dozen aerial kills with just 2 missiles? Come on. Okay, now you're really taking the piss. Hydra missiles, trove kills? Come on. That's quite a bit of napalm, yeah. His rings are sweaty, landing gear reek, tail ring is heavy, his bullet holes on his fuselage already. You go flackeretti. He's nervous, but in the cockpit he looks calm and ready to drop a bomb. But he keeps on forgetting where the target is. The radio chatter gets oh so loud. He arms a payload, but it won't drop out. He's getting shot down. How? He owes only 1 HP now. The time over target runs out. Bombs out. Over.